Hello, CQ calling CQ. CQ, the old friends net. This is N4LQ, November 4, Lima, Quebec, in Shelby, North Carolina. The name is Steve, and we are on the old friends net, which is an amplitude modulation only net. And we operate here with the net every Sunday at 5 p.m., every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Anybody that can generate an AM signal is welcome to check in. So hopefully we can hear each other today. Hopefully conditions are not too awfully bad. And I am now listening for check-ins. N4LQ, please call.
Steve, WA4LLR.
K4GDN.
KN4RK.
WB4NKL.
W4KR.
KN4R.
K4JAL.
W4MEC.
Alrighty, let's see what we got here. I have the following check-ins, so listen carefully and be sure I got all the calls, but signals all sound really good. WA4LLR, K4GDN, George, sounding good. KN4R, Brian, and WB4ARK, Buddy, and WB4NKL, Cliff, and W4KR, Stan, and K4JAL, Jim, and W4MEC, Charlie. Do we have any more check-ins?
Yeah, K3OS.
I've got Gary, K3OS. He'll come after Charlie, W4MEC. Any more check-ins? Well, conditions are beautiful this morning. At least they are over here. All the signals are nice and clear and loud and strong. I'm running about 320 watts or so, and I'm live streaming it just in case somebody wants to pick it up remotely. Anyhow, looks like it's going to be a pretty day, probably up in the 80s. It's only 62 right now, kind of chilly. But looking forward to a nice week here and a good luncheon coming up on Thursday at the Golden Corral in Spartanburg. So, Dave, we'll start with you, and then it goes to George, GDN, and then the KN4R, Brian, and then the ARK, Buddy, and the NKL, Cliff, KR, Stan, JAL, Jim, and the MEC, Charlie, and OS, yeah, K3OS. Anyway, go ahead, Dave. WA4LLR, N4LQ.
Don't you just hate those moments? K3OS Gary. Good morning to everybody. I can't believe the difference in band conditions. At 7 o'clock it was absolutely horrendous, and now it sounds really good. Steve, I'm curious what rig you said 300 watts, but you didn't say rig. I'm wondering if you're on the software-defined radio. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful audio this morning. Anyway, copying everybody quite well, which I'm amazed comparing just a short time ago. 56 degrees, a little bit of ground fog this morning, but looks like it's going to be a pretty day. Still running the Babcock MT5B and the HQ150 receiver with a little help from SB220. Looks like just over 200 watts output here. And glad that conditions are as they are, because we've had continuous geomagnetic storming for the past 60 hours. So it's been a rough few days here. Anyway, George, I hope you're copying. Down to you, K4GDN, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, and the group, K4GDN. Band conditions are a little flaky down here in Myrtle Beach. I'm hearing most, but some I'm not copying that well. The band seems to be quiet. It doesn't seem to be much in the way of QSP, but a little weak coming in down here. Hope I'm getting out. I'm running the Ranger 2 barefoot, about 40 watts out. Receiving on the HRO50. And I'm glad to ask, anybody had any experience with a Hamilton HX50 transmitter? Might be interested in trying to put a Hamilton station together. That seems to be, for me, the most likely transmitter, as it doesn't weigh much over 40 pounds, so that's more consideration here. So we'll pass it on to see how it goes. I think it goes to 5. KN4R and the group K4GDN.
Hey, George, very good. K4GDN in the group. Brian, KN4R, Cheryl's Ford, where I haven't stuck my head outside yet, but looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. George, I have no experience on an HX50, even though I think you might want to, between a 50 and a 50A, I think I would opt for the later model, because I think they worked out some of the kinks in the second model. But anyway, let's see, I think we're going whip together. Got the family coming over on Sunday to play Father's Day, and my wife was asking me yesterday what I wanted for Father's Day, and I told her one of these little weather stations that sits outside and measures everything. So hopefully I'll have that in the future. And she also decided she wanted a garden yesterday, so we're scrambling to try to get a little garden patch squared away here. But anyway, I'm running the GRC and a little extra, running about 75 watts or so. George, your Ranger 2 at 30 watts has sounded really good this morning. Over to you, buddy. WB4ARK in the group. KN4R.
KN4R, WB4ARK. Okay, Brian, pretty good copy into Lake Wiley today. Band conditions are not too bad. Not too bad compared to Sunday. Oh, I tell you what, I haven't seen it that bad in a long time. Well, clear here. I don't think there's a cloud in the sky, and it's supposed to be getting a little bit warmer today. It was pretty cool yesterday, and it was a nice day, so I thought Sunday was, Monday was a much nicer day. It's going to be getting warmer as the week goes on, according to the weather report. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Hammerlin, Georgia. I haven't had much experience with that radio, so I'll have to pass on any knowledge there. And Stan, I wonder if anybody has reported that your audio has a tremendous amount of bass in it. Just wonder about that. Anyhow, over to Cliff, WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy, WB4ARK, WB4NKL. And I'm like Dave, I can't believe the difference between now and 7 o'clock when we were trying it on 3885. Conditions are great now compared to then, and copying George on his 30 watts, so pretty good band conditions. Got 54 degrees here, and supposed to be up to about 85. Beautiful sunny skies. All day yesterday we could smell that smoke from the Canadian fires, and didn't notice it this morning, so maybe the air's cleared up some. Let's see, I guess I'll plan on try to make it to the luncheon there Thursday if nothing changes. So I hope to see some of you guys down there. And let's see, Stan, I wonder if you had any progress on the 500. W4KR, WB4NKL.
There goes Jimmy.
Okay, Cliff, WB4NKL, W4KR. Well,
Done.
let's see. Troubleshooting progress. Yeah, the culprit yet to be identified. It's not the high voltage. It's not the high voltage transformer. It is not the high voltage power supply choke. I've gotten that far. Next up is the modulation transformer, and from there on it's more circuit checking. I expect I'm getting close, Cliff. The control circuits are okay, nothing wrong there, and the rectifiers are okay. They're light now. The 866 is lit up, and so they're nice and blue. But it's not going anywhere, so we'll figure it out. I thought sure it was going to be the choke, but not that. So we'll see. Something in the modulation transformer, I sense. Anyway, we'll find out. Temperature here is 67 this morning. Copying everybody very well. Was on 40. Dave mentioned 75 was grungy this morning. I was on 40 very early this morning, about 5 o'clock, and it was dead as a doornail. There was nothing going on 40. I didn't think to check WWVH. Usually that's a good harbinger of how 40 meters will be behaving in the circuit that I use early in the morning. With that, Jimmy, here it comes. K4JAL, W4KR.
W4KR, K4JAL. Well, I'm on the ART-13 this morning, listening on the Drake. Everybody has good signal. I guess George does too. I can barely hear him, but I hear he's just got 30 watts. You guys, really great antennas are way ahead of me. I wish I had one, but that's why. So I'm giving on. Oh, Brian, you're sounding really cool. The loudest I've heard you in a long time. So the weather really broke for us. Okay, over to you, Charlie. W4MEC, K4JAL.
Okay, Jimmy, real good. K4JAL in the group, W4MEC. Good morning, fellas. It's 61 degrees up here today. Blue skies. Nice day outside. And we're running Heathkit Tribe again this morning. Through a tuner to the, no, not through a tuner, direct to a input halfway. And I got my SX100 receiver working jam up perfectly, hooked everything up yesterday, and the transmitter quit, so I can't win. It's putting out about, it tunes up nicely, about 100 watts, and all of a sudden it downshifts and goes to 30 watts out and about 300 milliamps on the plate, so something has decided to go south in the tank circuit, I guess, or something in the final. I don't know where it is, but it's one of those kind of problems. So, well, I do have experience with the HX50, and I don't know what to tell you, George. It was, if you want to talk about what it is, it's design and everything. Talked to Don N4YN, and it wasn't a big, they had a lot of problems with it, and the primary difference between the A and the HX50 and the A is they added a spotting switch, and you would think that the spotting switch would be a spotting switch, but it wasn't. It was a pretty complicated thing to make that thing spot. And they changed the balance modulator circuit and a couple other minor changes throughout the rig, but I think it's only a 50-watt PEP rig, and it puts out like 25 watts of AM or 20 watts, I can't remember. And it was a very frustrating rig to work on. I finally sold the thing, but I had issues with the balance modulator and getting equal carrier, or get the carrier to null on both lower and upper sideband. And anyway, it was frustrating, and AM it sort of worked okay, but what else in there? It has a crystal filter made up of individual crystals, and I had a bad one, and I actually had a crystal right on the spot on the frequency. I don't know where that came from. I guess spare parts from somebody, and replaced the crystal and swept it to look at it, and it's a pretty rough looking filter, but so I had a lot of issues with it, and all in all, I said it just wasn't worth the power it was putting out and all that, so I just got rid of the thing. So, but if you want a challenge, I'd say that's something to pick up. So, Gary, K3OS and the group W4MEC.
Okay, Charlie, W4MEC in the group from K3OS. Yep, morning, everybody. Somebody's going to have to tell me whether I'm close to frequency or not. Running crystal this morning. It says 3716, and that may be right. I may have to open that sucker up and see what we can do. Anyway, running a new rig this morning. Finally got it going. This is the ICO 720, 730 combination. And finally got it. Not only did I get it going, but man, the transmit receive switching to do all of this stuff. I should take a picture. It looks like Rube Goldberg. But anyway, it's going. Receiving on the, I wired up the Gonset G66 due to the reception on. Cliff, you're a little low in audio this morning, but everybody's readable, but signal levels are not what they normally would be. Buddy's a little bit, you were in and out a little bit, Buddy, which is very, very strange. Normally you just blow me over the top, but anyway, that's what we have from partly cloudy Hickory. Back to you, Steve, N4LQ, K3OS.
Okay, Gary, who'd you say is low on audio?
Cliff was.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think Cliff was okay. It just wasn't as strong as usual. That's just conditions, I'd say. This N4LQ, we have any more check-ins? Well, I suppose not. Well, Gary, that ICO sounds great and good audio from it. Pleasant to listen to. You're on 3716, minus a few cycles, but I didn't even notice it till you asked for a check, and I looked up and I said, oh yeah, he's up a little bit, but that doesn't affect AM too much. One of the side benefits of AM is you don't have to tune it in. And George's question about the Hammerlin transmitters, the 50, I had one for a while, and I declared it to be something I didn't want to mess with. I got it working, but it was a real pain in the neck, and I got rid of it as soon as I could. So it's, I don't know. I was primarily designed for sideband back in the early days of sideband, and that's where all the information or all the technology went. I was trying to make it work on sideband. So I think it was overly complex, like a lot of those transmitters were back in those days. They wanted to make them work AM and PM, and phase modulation, FM, upper and lower sideband, CW, FSK. I had a Lakeshore Phase Master 2B Monsters thing, and it had all those modes on it, and it was fairly complex. I was not aware there was Canadian fires, so I don't know. Maybe that's why we have an overcast sky, but I was not aware of that. Seems like we had that a few years ago. And let's see. I think Buddy made a comment about Stan's audio. Well, it's most of your energy, Stan, is below 1,000 cycles. Not a lot of highs, and that's kind of kerchuffing my subwoofer down here a little bit, but that's where most of the energy is. Probably all that audio equipment you got ahead of that SDR for whatever reason. I am running the SDR here. It's the Sun SDR. I don't have any special equipment. It's got EQs built in it, you know, so I just played with it till I got it to where I thought it sounded halfway decent. But I thought, well, maybe today the conditions are going to be bad, and I'd run as much power as I could with the AL82. And George, Ranger sounds good. I thought you said you were running 40 watts. It's funny, the guy that's farthest away runs the least amount of power. And that's funny, isn't it? But anyway, you got your opinions about the HX50, so now you can go ahead and buy one. And Brian, you're making it over here good this morning, and hope you have a good Father's Day. And I believe you're coming to the luncheon and coming here. And Gary, I wonder about you. Are you going to be here for the luncheon to go with us? So let's go ahead around again. WA4LLR N4LQ.
Okay, Steve. N4LQ, WA4LLR. To me, you got broadcast quality audio this morning. I don't know what mic you're using, but that's boy, it sounds good here. I've got a nice speaker hooked up to this HQ150, and it's just beautiful audio. George, if you're copying, you know, you've had several opinions on the HX50. I had one several years back. Ran it for a while, and my opinion is the same as everyone else's. It's a cool-looking transmitter. If you want one, get a nice-looking one and set it on the shelf. But if you're going to use it, I don't recommend it. It was a royal pain. So that's another opinion thrown in. Other than that, let's see. Brian, the GRC9 sounds great. Good morning to you, buddy. A little bit weaker than usual, but a good signal up here. Cliff, looking forward to the luncheon as well. Stan, sorry you're still having issues with the 500. Mine straightened right out after I got swapped out antenna tuners. Jimmy, the ART13 sounds good. Cliff, not Cliff, but Charlie. Glad you got the SX100 going. Sorry about the other transmitter issues. It's funny how that works. And Gary, the ICO sounds good up here. So doing a good job. And yeah, I'm thankful for AM and receivers with a fairly wide pass band. We don't worry too much about being spot on. Certainly not like sideband when you get on with a piece of vintage gear and some person informs you that you're 10 cycles low or high. So, anyhow, well, let's see. Yeah, space weather's been interesting. I kept looking a little bit when we finally got some clear sky, but haven't seen any auroras down this far. But yeah, it's been somewhere between moderate and strong geomagnetic storms for the last 60 plus hours, so it's been pretty active, all based on one CME impact a couple of days ago. The sunspot count's 103, solar flux index is 140, and presently the K is 5, so it's calmed down just a bit. A few things from this day in history for those that can copy. On this day in 2017, terrorists attacked a crowd at London Bridge, drove a van into a bunch of folks, killed 8. On this day, the Tiananmen Square pro-democracy protest took place in China, and a lot of folks died. there. This was in 1989. On this day in 1965, Edward White opened the hatch on Gemini 4, became the first American to walk in space. On this day in 1956, the city of Santa Cruz, California banned rock and roll. Let's see here, what else? On this day in 1889, the first electric power transmission line in the United States was activated between Willamette Falls to Portland, Oregon, which pioneered electrical transmission in this country. So there you go. I'm going to say 73 on this round. I'll listen to the end of the round, but I won't be back for the next one. So down to you, George. K4GDN, WA4LLR. Thanks for calling, Steve.
WA4LLR, the group, K4GDN. Yeah, having a little trouble copying some. You came up quite a bit there at the end of the day, at the end of your transmission days. Really had problems with Stan and Jimmy. And Charlie copied you fairly well. And as far as the Canadian fires, I think that's what we're seeing here. Fairly high up, but it's overcast. Don't see a whole lot of blue sky even now, although the sun is out. And thanks for the information on the HX-50. I kind of look at it like the HT-32B helicopters in a way. And speaking of helicopters, Charlie, I can certainly appreciate your working with the SX-100. I think that's what you were talking about. It's a complicated receiver, and I think in general I would prefer the SX-122. Electrically, it's not as complicated, and mechanically, it's certainly not as complicated. The tuning on the 100 is mechanical, and it's really kind of a pain to deal with, particularly if somebody has changed anything. And that sub-chassis with the 50 KCIF is really a problem to work with. Luckily, I didn't have much trouble with it. But the other thing in the SX-100, the tubular ceramic, I have replaced, I don't know, probably close to half a dozen of this total. And the one capacitor that Buddy mentioned, that was a tubular also. If I see those that I've got to replace them, I'll generally replace them in pretty much anything. I haven't had too good a luck with them. It's kind of like a 6C4. If I see one, I'm going to try another one. And like I say, I appreciate the comments on the HX-50. If one came along and was in decent shape, I might consider it. But I do agree, it's kind of a complicated arrangement for sideband. But I would probably use it like I do with the helicopter. Anyway, I'm going to say 73 on this round, but I'm going to listen to the very end, see if anything else is coming up. So Brian's coming to you. KN4R the group, K4GDN. Thanks for calling the net there, Steve.
George, very good. K4GDN the group, KN4R. Well, George, you're sounding really, really good here. So I'm copying everybody just fine here. So it's a nice day to be on the radio for a little bit. So let's see. I don't know if I have anything else. I just have a lot of work to do outside, and I've been gone for a while, and my projects are piling up here on the inside. So I guess that's just the way it goes. So Steve, looking forward to going to the luncheon. Appreciate you driving. Hope Gary can ride along with us as well. And John, John and I will be over at your house at 10 o'clock or shortly thereafter on Thursday. Over to you, buddy. WB4ARK in the group. KN4R.
KN4R, WB4ARK. Okay, Brian. Well, yeah, I've never run any exotic audio processing equipment. I've always just run it straight through and get very good results and very good reports. So I don't know, my theory is the more stuff you put in, the more problems you're liable to run into. So anyhow, that's about it for here. Not much going on. Not much to work on, actually. Everything seems to be working just fine. So, we're still looking for ART-13B unit with the crystal control adapter, and I know there's some out there somewhere because I've seen them. Hopefully we will find one someone wants to part with. Well, I guess I'll say 73 at this point and turn it over to Cliff. WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
WB4ARK, WB4NKL. Good copy all the way around. George was a little weaker that time. I guess the band's changing some on us. Not too much else going here, so I'm going to go ahead and say 73s. It's going to get into the 80s, so I'm going to get out here and get a walk in before it gets any warmer. Still down in upper 50s right now, so yeah, good walking weather. 73s probably won't catch anybody Thursday. I'll probably leave out before get out in for a minute before I take off on the road. We've got all the bridges back, my normal bridges, so that should speed up the trip to Spartanburg a little bit. 73s, and thanks for calling, Steve. Go ahead, Stan. W4KR, WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff, WB4NKL, W4KR. Well, very good. Good, Cliff, you do have a good signal down here this morning. And really don't have much else to add. It's time to get to work. And got a batch of stuff to do both in the house and out. So good morning. We'll catch everybody another day. K4JAL, W4KR. Good morning.
W4KR, K4JAL. Good morning, Stan. Have a good day. Somebody commented on running vintage side vent. I've got a little KWM2A that was my first serious rig. I love that little rig, but every time I get on there, somebody comments on me not being dead on frequency, so it's now a listening station. I get tired of that. Even newer at it than me people give me a hard time. I don't guess I'll go to the luncheon. I don't know whether I'll be able to get Dawn up, so I might not be there, but the jury's still out. Somebody asked me about the Triumph. I think it was Dave. Dave, I checked with him yesterday, and the only thing missing now is the wipers aren't working, and it's supposed to be a fair weather car, but if I took off with no windshield wipers, I probably wouldn't get home. Thanks for that. I'm going to let you get them fixed, and maybe I will be on the road again. Only you, Charlie, W4MEC, K4JAL, 3 and 6.
Okay, Jimmy, K4JAL in the group, W4MEC. Here I am coughing again. Still clearing this mess out. Yes. Well, 5 degrees today is a lot better than Sunday was, and George is pretty weak, but he normally is. But he has always been off the end of my antenna, more or less, with the way it's oriented, so I would attribute that to some of the issues, and I actually pick him up better on the 160 meter inverted V because it's more almost broadside to him. And amazingly, to listen to him, a lot of times I go to my ground-mounted vertical antenna, and he'll come in quite stronger too. So just odd polarization, propagation, distance, whatever. But I do have a fair copy today. Let's see. Well, We got all the grass cut, everything's done, so I won't have to get outside and do any of that, hopefully. And contemplating a house project here, extend my porch roof, and looking at that and how much of my existing roof I need to cut back to tie in the porch roof and all that kind of stuff. So, and kind of a summertime project here, and get her done before fall or something. maybe not, but just kind of reconnoitering, figure out what to do. Let's see, anything on the... No, still not caught up on fixing stuff, but that's a perpetual project, and working on getting the Drake Q multiplier tied into Tom's LMAC PMR8 receiver, and modifying the cable there to tie everything together. And but I need to hook it all up and hook the Q multiplier to it and make sure it's going to work okay, and then figure out how to get the coax cable out the back of the radio. He said I could drill a hole for a phono plug, so I might do that. And if it works, so it should work, but you never know. The best laid plans of mice and men, and sometimes go south. So I'll hold on to the end until the official shutdown. K3OS and the group, and that gear does sound very good, Gary. K3OS and the group, W4MEC.
Hey, Charlie, W4MEC, K3OS. All right. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I was listening on Sunday, and I didn't check in. My noise level was really high, and stations were really weak here at this particular at my location, so I decided not to check in. So today's a whole lot better. And Steve, yes, I would love to go down with you guys, so I will see you Thursday. I'll probably check in here, because I'll leave here just a little before 9, so I can get at least around maybe 2 rounds in here on the net in the morning, and then I'll take off to you about 10 o'clock. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you and Brian and maybe John. We'll do that. So I wish everybody 73s, and pass it up to you. N4LQ, K3OS.
All right, don't eat any breakfast, so you'll be real good and hungry when you get to the Golden Corral. we gotta get in there before John does, and get some chicken liver. This is N4LQ. Enjoyed the net. I'm glad everybody could make it. Let's see, comments, don't really have a whole lot here. And George, I hope you can find you an HX50 there to put on the shelf and admire. Let's see, Charlie's got some roof work to do, and Q multiplier hooking up. The question is, I think it'll work, but will it do any good? Who knows? That receiver's pretty broad to begin with, but it'll be interesting to find out. So, all right, we'll see you all tonight at 8 o'clock on 160 if you can make it, 1864, and if not, back here on Thursday at 8 a.m. and then at the luncheon in Spartanburg at 11:30 or so at the Golden Corral. So this will be N4LQ saying 73s and closing the net.